Hi, I'm Andy Lavin here with Kunes Auto Group, and this is Kunes Car Convos.
Today we'll be interviewing Scott Schaefer of Evac of Macomb. Scott requested a specific Camaro to drive from our lot, however that sold the day of this video, so we hooked him up with this great Corvette Stingray. Corvette has a history with aeronautics, as all Mercury astronauts were allowed to lease their choice of Corvette for $1 a year.
All right. Oh, nice.
So this is your consolation prize.
All right, I can accept that.
So I'm here with Scott Schaefer, nurse for Air Evac 144. How you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, doing great. Ready for some fun.
Always.
Yeah, we wanted to pick something out fun for you guys because, I mean, it's kind of hard to get more excited than a helicopter, so we did our best.
It's pretty close.
Yeah. I don't know, we could pop the top, get the wind in our hair maybe, make it more exciting.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a little cold to those of you at home. It's about 10 degrees outside right now, so we will not be playing freeze out.
No.
So, where are you from, Scott?
I grew up around Chicago.
Okay.
And then I moved down to Normal, Illinois for school, and I stayed there.
Very nice.
Yeah, so you can say I'm normal, I guess.
So is that what you went to school for then?
Yeah, I went to school for nursing. It's a 4-year program there.
Okay.
And then stayed in town and started working in an ER there for a couple of years. I became the educator for the nursing staff at that emergency department. And
nice.
then I decided I wanted to kind of take things to a new height and explore flight nursing.
You have that line in your back pocket.
It's been ready.
I mean, is that kind of the typical route that somebody takes to get into your position?
Yeah, so we at Evac we hire paramedics as well as nurses. So you can either kind of take the paramedic route if that's what you are, or the nursing route. Some people are both. The state of Illinois has a way to be a nurse that's also a pre-hospital registered nurse, so that you can kind of do either role.
Yeah.
We're trained to do the same thing. We just kind of use each other's skills to complement each other. A lot of IC nurses also end up doing that.
Yeah, I'd imagine. I mean, needing that kind of self-reliance, that kind of high-stakes mentality that you can operate that kind of pressure.
Yeah, so since we pick up everyone from, scene calls, we're responding to roadways, people's backyards, or previously agreed upon places to land in smaller communities, or if we're taking a patient out from one ICU to maybe another at a larger tertiary hospital, we do all that and everything in between.
Yeah. Speaking of which, part of the reason we wanted to do this is people in Macomb see you guys flying over all the time, but they may not know a whole lot about you, so we want to highlight some of that stuff that you guys do for our community. Yeah. So, as you said, you pick up people out in the field. Mm-hmm. You transport between hospitals. What else do you guys do?
Those are really our main two things. We work closely with the ER here in Macomb, and as well as their ICU and really any other unit that they might need to transport a patient from, and just get them to wherever they need to go. Sometimes the EMS crews on scenes of accidents or just folks who are incredibly sick that need services outside of what is available here will give us a call as well, just so we can get them to a larger facility with some more capabilities that are further away that they can't go to because it's 1, 2, 2.5 hours away.
Yeah, no, I love that because I mean I live close to the hospital, so whenever I hear you guys going over a few times a day or something, I'm just thankful that you guys are there helping to take care of everybody here.
Yeah. And
I mean, back in the COVID days here in McDonough County, we only had 12 respirators, I remember reading, so being able to transport people for that. Accidents on scene. I mean, I grew up in a profession where we saw people get hurt often that needed life flights, so they beyond thankful for all that you guys do.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We are available 24/7. Obviously, there's things like weather and stuff that can interfere with our operations. We really value safety for all of our missions, or transports, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
We're available here. We have other bases within a 20-minute flight time, 30-minute flight time, that if we're out, we're busy on a call, and someone else needs to be medevac to another location, we can have a sister base come by and either help us out if it's maybe an accident where we need 2 helicopters,
Yeah.
or if we're just already out and about taking someone somewhere and someone else needs to go, we have that capability as well.
Very reassuring to know. How many pilots do you have with Base 144?
So we have 4 pilots. They work 12-hour shifts, and they do 7 days on, 7 days off.
Okay.
So one pilot will do like all-day shift for 12 hours a day for a week, and then they'll have their week off, and they'll come back the next time, and then they'll do all-night shift.
Okay.
So that way no one's stuck to doing nights or stuck to doing
Yeah. Because I imagine it's a pretty physically demanding and mentally demanding job. You need your rest.
Yes. You know, we stay out in basically a mobile home behind the hospital, and we have quarters there. We have our own bedroom.
Okay.
Real nice living area.
Nice. That's where I picked you up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So we basically make that our home, our
Okay.
home away from home. A lot of people in this industry, a lot of people at our base, we travel, 1 to 2 hours from work.
Yeah.
So, to go back and forth every day is just not an option. So the pilots are
Yeah.
they're able to just stay there for the whole week.
I mean, you have to be fully responsive, so it's not that much different than like firefighters all staying at the fire station.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So, what's the furthest distance that you guys are kind of willing to travel away from the base before you outsource to one of your sister locations?
So yeah, that's a great question. We have about a 90-mile primary pickup response for us.
Uh-huh.
So that goes all the way from like Macomb to like a Peoria area hospital. If they need our help, we can absolutely go there. So really that 90-mile radius, we'll do any scene flights with that, but we also will expand that if it's somewhere in one of our sister bases coverage areas and they're not available.
Okay.
So, for example, there's a base in Decatur, Illinois, and if they're out on a flight and so is their next closest and we're third up, we might jump in and go take that for them. So that way we can ensure that everyone in our footprint is getting the access that they need.
All right. And how many people staff a helicopter at a time?
So we have 3 crew members at a time. We have 1 pilot, 1 nurse, and 1 paramedic.
Okay.
And the medical staff is not trained to fly them.
No, okay.
We get that question a lot.
Yeah.
Can you also fly?
No, it's like, would you like? I mean, maybe if you're doing a flight simulator in video gaming or something.
I am really into that.
Yeah.
But I still don't. My confidence on the flight simulator would not translate.
No. Do you ever get nervous in your position?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you didn't get a little nervous from time to time, you'd be. I don't know. Maybe you need to reevaluate. We remember what's at stake.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily. I don't want to say that I'm like scared to do stuff. But obviously there are very critical components and critical aspects to the job where. A lot of times you'll do it and you get nervous after. It's not like, oh, that could have gone bad, or oh, hey, we stopped this from happening, and that would have not been good, and then you start to kind of realize the gravity. I think in the moment you don't really realize it so much. There's definitely certain call types that come out, where we kind of look at each other and maybe go, oh boy, this one might be a challenge. Right, exactly. But for the most part. You're trained to do what you're trained to do. How do I want to say that? You're just doing what you're trained to do, right?
You have the instinct, you have the preparation, you have the knowledge. It's just a matter of
bringing it to the surface. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's all there. It's all buried. It's at least buried in there somewhere. But sometimes you just gotta, especially for those things that we get that are not the everyday kind. Like. We are trained on all sorts of scenarios, everywhere from birth to 100-plus-year-old human beings to take care of them, right? So, it's possible that we go from taking 104-year-old grandma, and then on the next flight we got a 6-pound infant, neonate, that we need to help out. So,
everybody needs help, right?
Right.
I got to hike the Grand Canyon once, and there was a saying when you did that, that it's free to go down, it's $5,000 to get out. Because you had to be evac out if you had trouble down there.
Right, yeah.
You ever had to do anything like that?
No, we don't perform any kinds of rescue missions or anything like that. We are strictly medical.
Yeah.
Now, if they got the person out, sure, we'll pick them up. We'll take them there.
Yeah.
But, We leave that to those professionals.
Yeah.
With safety being such a high priority for us, there aren't many things people take risks on.
No.
People often say we're so brave. No, we're not.
Nah.
We're operating within
The train.
safe conditions.
Yeah.
We're operating within very well detailed, very well laid out policies, procedures. You know, we're governed not only by like the FAA, but IDPH and CAMES, which accreditates medical transportation. We have so many things that give us, I don't want to say they just give us rules, but they give us guidelines.
Yeah.
Yes, on what to do to be safe.
Yeah. Which I mean is very, very important. And I mean, people probably need to understand that just because you guys have a job that's very adrenaline based, very thrilling, and so forth, doesn't mean that you're an adrenaline junkie out there taking chances.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. You know, we offer speed, right? That's the whole point of going by air versus ground. But at the same time, we're not there to rush. We're not there to cut corners. We're not there to, you know, do anything that would compromise that safety.
Yeah. So speaking of speed and all that, you want to take the tiller?
Oh, sure.
All right. We can switch it out here then. That's what it's called. I mean, is that the correct terminology? Or
I think in a helicopter that would be the. I would grab the cyclic.
The cycling?
And yeah, that would be the wheel.
All right, let's switch her around.
I was also a valet for like 3 years, so some of these buttons make a little more sense to me.
Yeah. So you said you're familiar with Corvettes. What did you say y'all had?
Yeah, my grandpa had a 2004 Corvette that he let me drive a bunch when I was learning how to drive, so feels like I'm back at home, you know?
Nice.
My dad had a Z28 Camaro with an LS1 Corvette engine in it, so
Nice.
lots of big motors when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I've always kind of had that interest in cars, boats, planes, helicopters.
Yeah. Perfect fit then.
Right, yeah.
So, with the increasing health needs of the nation, and especially our areas as hospitals kind of become more consolidated and so forth, do you think there's going to be more of a need in the future for what it is that you do?
I think so. I think that as just in general population increases, we see the shutdown of hospitals, ERs, of OP units, labor and delivery floors. They're closing, and there's people still need their care, right? So it's creating kind of a burden on some systems where, you know, not only are more people needing to be transferred, but they're needing to be transferred first.
Yeah.
So, you know, someone might not think, oh, I'm not that sick. I don't need to go by helicopter for something, but they might be sending you somewhere that's 6 or 7 hours by ground.
Yeah.
Because that's just the closest place that has a bed, and it's unfortunate for, you know, the person to be sick and to have to go so far from home, but his family comes so far to, you know, visit them. But it's you know, you gotta be where you need to be, right?
Yeah.
And part of where we play into that is, you know, not only are we able to provide critical IC level care, but we can go farther.
Yeah.
And much faster too. We can get to Chicago in an hour and a half from Macomb, which is a 5.5 hour at least drive.
Yeah. And like thinking in response to, like, if you had to respond to like a hunting accident or something, like we may not have the trauma level and NVH to deal with a gunshot wound. And that in those instances, I've always heard that the quicker the response time, the dramatic increase on survival rate and everything is. So that speediness to get to a trauma center is paramount.
Exactly. And, you know, just depending on where the incident happens, if it's somewhere in town, then absolutely the hospital's the best place to go to start. You know, they do an amazing, fantastic job of, you know, stabilizing patients, getting them ready for us. So when we take them, you know, they're in a good spot, right? You know, they're already doing a little bit better than when they came in, and then we'll get them the rest of the way. For those calls that are a little further outside of town, sometimes it is just faster for us to just go to the patient and take them from there to Peoria or Springfield or wherever they need to go to get that care. Yes.
Peace.
All right. Well, what do you think? Can I sell it to you?
I'll take it.
You'll take it? We'll slap an Air Evac badge on the side.
there
It'll
we
be
go.
your point vehicle.
Perfect. They'll definitely pay for that.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thank you so much, Scott.
You're very welcome.
If you'd like to know more about Air Evac, you can visit them online at airmednetwork.com. And if you'd like to see the helicopter yourself, come out to our dealership this summer when we have First Responders Day. And if you stick around to watch after this video, you get to see some great footage of the helicopter flying over our dealership here. Thanks again, and come back soon.